Welcome to Kayfabe Only Brother, the internet's premier wrestling audio show.
Griz here, alongside with Paulie Terrible, and that's it this week. You're getting ready to experience a whole new Kayfabe Only Brother.
A Paul
This
and Griz
is
mess around episode.
Classic Paul and Griz mess around, and it's our first Paul and Griz mess around episode.
I didn't mean to step on your toes there. I didn't know that's where you're going with that.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all right. You can expect more on stepping on toes.
Because that's what we do. We're like the corner of the bathroom sink.
It doesn't. I mean, you stub your toe. I mean, we can stub each other's toes.
Gonna smash your toes.
Okay.
Wait, instead of stepping on our own toes, could we step on CJ and Adam's toes now that they're not here to defend themselves?
This went off the rails real quick. I would not step on Adam's hobbit feet.
Does Adam have hobbit feet?
Yeah, they're disgusting. There's just patches of hair. They're giant.
Ugh, the filthy Egyptian.
He is filthy and Egyptian.
And he's a cranky little cunt right now.
Wow, dropping the C word about 7 minutes into this recording.
I don't even think we're going to be 7 minutes. Maybe with the intro and maybe if there's a cold open, we might be 7 minutes.
I think that might be the first time the C word's been dropped on this podcast.
No, I said it like 2 or 3 times last episode, and every time you made a face like you were appalled that I said it.
I'm always appalled.
Yeah,
you can expect more classic jokes like that during a classic Griz and Paul mess around episode.
All right, so before we show you guys the amazingness that is this episode, let's take care of the basic rundown. We're gonna start
we can work out stuff. And
Okay.
Griz, you need to fill me in on a lot because I did not watch one single second of Smackdown.
It's okay. I watched it on speed. I wasn't on speed.
Were you on speed?
I had it on fast forward.
I think you might have thought it was on fast forward, but you were actually on speed.
Could have been, because I found my hookup today.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Big Papa Pump.
The podcast will be ending in about 3 weeks.
Big Papa Pump is my hookup. And I hollered, because I heard him.
If you're buying drugs from Scott Steiner, you're going to get super muscular and then end up owning a Shoney's at some point in the future.
All right, before we get into Scott Steiner, Shoney's, and steroids, let's get back on track here, since we don't have Adam to keep us on track. I'm gonna try to keep my brain noodle working on track, but
don't
work that way.
Just kind of give me a little bit of a rundown. I don't need to know the details unless I start asking.
Nah, don't worry, my name's not CJ or Adam. I'm not gonna harp on the things. All right, so Raw. Raw's coming from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Usually a good crowd.
Former capital of this country.
It was.
Benjamin Franklin, our logo-bearing man.
Not our
logo.
Not our podcast.
Not our
logo.
podcast logo. No, that's just our friendship logo.
It's actually for our other podcast.
Friendship only, brother.
Yes.
All right. Anywho, so
Let's start. What kicked off the show?
Kick off the show. Boom. Show starts with a match. No promos. No bullshit. The show starts immediately.
I was like that. The in media res.
New Day.
Start.
New Day, The Club, and Cesaro.
That's what you're calling it?
I feel like Cesaro. I mean, they don't got a name. Sheamus and Cesaro. They're two. People really like Cesaro. I'm not as fond as him as everybody else. But anyway, they're a tag team.
So,
and they're starting to show off with the triple threat match for the titles because at midnight on Monday night, they said at midnight they would tie Demolition.
So do Sheamus and Cesaro know they get along with each other? Do they still do the single entrances?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure how they came out. I feel like Sheamus comes out and then waits for Cesaro. Like, it's kind of like Sheamus's music, and then Sheamus comes out and stands at the top of the ring. And
yeah, he used to interrupt him.
And then Cesaro interrupts him. But I don't think it's a evil interruption anymore. I think it's I'm gonna stand here and wait for my friend to come join me because we're friends now.
All right. So who wins?
We don't have a group. All right. So the way this match ends, Kofi Kingston, Cesaro, and one of the members of the club, I forget which member, I want to say it was Gallows, they're fighting. So, what's his name? Kofi Kingston jumps in the ring, he kicks Gallows in the head, and then Big E from under the ropes pulls Cesaro. He's holding Cesaro's legs, so Cesaro can't break up the pin, or something like that. Anyway, so New Day wins.
But they cheated again. So 3 weeks in a row.
Well, it wasn't cheating. It was a triple threat match.
Okay, I guess it's not cheating in a triple threat match.
Yeah, no.
Because they cheated the 2 previous weeks.
Yes, Big E and Kofi were both illegal men, so that makes sense. It wasn't cheating. But there might have been some tomfoolery going on. Anyway, so you leave that, you go to a commercial, you come back. Stephanie, Mick, New Day, and a bunch of other superstars and random people are in the backstage. They're about to have a huge party because New Day's about to break the record. So Xavier Woods comes in with champagne. Big E's got the biggest bowl in the world filled with bootios. Xavier Woods pops the champagne, starts spraying it. What does this idiot do? He sprays it right in Stephanie McMahon's face. Gets it in her eyes. She flips out.
Nice.
So, something bad's about to happen, but they don't say what yet.
All right, we got something bad happening. Got it.
Now, the next thing that happened is Braun Strowman versus a jobber. Just kidding. That jobber was Curtis Axel.
Poor Curtis Axel.
Fuck
He really
Curtis
has no
Axel.
person. He really has no personality. He's
nothing.
Mr. Perfect's son. He deserves a little bit better. Former tag team.
He deserves to get the charisma his father had.
Former tag team and Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, but he doesn't do anything for anybody. The only reason he's still around is because his father. I'm sure he's making way more money than a jobber should be making.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't think he's that talented. I don't know. You know what he needs to do? He needs to take a page out of Cody Rhodes' book and go hit the indies.
Okay, I like that idea.
I feel like if he hits the indies, he finds himself, has more room to work with his character and get the people going, and maybe it'll work out. It worked out great for Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but I feel like people are going to show up to see Cody Rhodes. No one's going to show up to see Curtis Axel. I mean,
no, but if Curtis Axel goes places, there's plenty of indie promotions that he could go work for that have draw huge crowds, and the more he works, the more he'll draw, and the better he really just needs to grow as a character.
I'm pretty sure he's already in his 30s. I don't know how much growing he's going to do.
I mean, if he's not open to try to experience some growth in his character, he's never going to amount to anything. Anyway,
Curtis Axel's destination, destiny, is to be a performance center coach. Also, we've officially jumped the shark with Curtis Axel talk, just like you and CJ did with Ascension talk. I don't know why, when it's just two of us, we demand to talk in depth about it.
It was Adam and CJ that did that.
Well, either way, we've already failed this show.
Anyway, so yeah, getting away from that fucking bozo, we'll move on to
that fucking bozo.
Let's move on to the next thing that happens on Raw. Cruiserweight match. I don't care.
Oof.
I can't even tell you who was in the match. I know that weird, creepy ginger came out at one point. I just completely fast forward. I don't care about this.
You did miss the fact that it was pretty good. Jack Gallagher did come out and say, since he's a gentleman, because he's playing one of those old-timey gentlemen, he announced that he was going to interfere in the match and attack Daivari.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Listen, and for anybody that might be listening, when I say I don't care about the cruiserweight, it's not that I don't care about the cruiserweight division, because every time I do watch a cruiserweight match, it's a good match, and they seem to generally not be bad on the mic. I know Brian Kendrick's great on the mic, and he's a great in-ring performer. My problem is just the way WWE's been handling the cruiserweight division. Their own show, their own colored ropes, their own. It's like
I like the colored
ropes.
ropes.
Don't insist that they're separate, and you won't lose my attention every time they come out. But let's not harp on it. There's a reason I said I don't care. I don't care. Moving on. Next thing that happens, Seth Rollins apparently has his own show now.
The Rollins Report. He's done it before.
All right, maybe I've missed it. I must have missed it the last time. Rollins Report. Yep. So he invites Kevin Owens down. Kevin Owens comes out, but he brings a stool and he sits on the ramp because he's not going to go get in the ring with Rollins. So Rollins is trying to ask him about his friendship and provoke that. Owens doesn't care. He's got bigger things to talk about. So because of what happened with the New Day, now Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho in the main event of Raw against the New Day for the tag titles.
Well, that escalated quickly.
Yes. Yeah, don't spray Stephanie McMahon in the face with Champ Hagen.
Oh, so she came out and made that match?
Owens talked to her backstage, and when he came out to the Rollins Report, he told everybody about it.
Oh, nice.
And then after he said that, Chris Jericho comes out. Jericho and him aren't friends. They're going, talking back and forth. KO's trying to apologize. Jericho's still mad at him, and then Rollins, the moron that he is, tries to provoke it. And he's trying to get into both of their heads, thinking he's going to make things worse. Well, he doesn't. He gets their friendship back together. They start agreeing about stuff because they hate Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins brings up the list. Jericho says he acts like he's about to put him on the list, and then he goes, no, you'll go on the list eventually. But right now, you're going to be on a different list, the ass-kicking list. And then Jericho and KO go down to the ring, and they beat the crap out of him. And it's great. They're friends again. They're working together as a team. But then that idiot Roman Reigns comes out. And then he saves his buddy.
So all they did was the show opening promo about 30 minutes in?
Yeah, maybe 45.
Oh, okay. That's something different. Change the pace.
Yeah, so that happens. They save him. And we move to the next thing that happens. More cruiserweights. I think this time...
Wait, they taped up the ropes, untaped the ropes, and then taped the ropes back up?
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild and crazy kids, Paul.
Oh my God, those poor people that are the ring crew.
So more cruiserweights. Now I think this time it was Brian Kendrick and T.J. Perkins, but I'm not sure because again, I don't care. Stop separating these people. They're good wrestlers, but they're not separate. Separate but equal doesn't work.
Would you say you're having separation anxiety?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a journey. They're separate worlds apart.
Jesus Christ, it's terrible. It's worse than my joke.
Yeah, I know. All right. I just thought we were doing a thing where we were going to say bad jokes.
No. We certainly are. I'm allowed to say when they're bad, though.
All right. So the next thing that happens. Mick Foley's talking to Seth and Roman Reigns backstage. He lets them know he just added them to the main event. So now it's the second triple threat tag team match for the titles on Raw. Only this time it's Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho versus the New Day in the main event of the show. That's going to be your main event.
It's very old school Raw-y main event where like New Age Outlaws would take on like Kane and the Undertaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it a lot.
The next thing that happens, Bayley versus the Foxy Jobber, Alicia Fox.
She certainly is a jobber. And they do not have anything to do with these women besides Sasha Banks and Charlotte. I don't know at this point why you're not tired of that feud and exhausted of the cruiserweights. At least the cruiserweights like interact with other cruiserweights at this point.
The only reason I'm not tired of that yet is because I firmly believe that we're going to see the last of the Sasha Charlotte feud at Rumble. B, every match they have is great. So every time I think I'm getting tired of it, they have a fantastic match, and I'm like, ooh, they're just good at what they do.
I know, but they're not doing anything with where's Nia Jax? What's she doing?
They are slowly building up Bayley. Bayley's been winning matches every fucking week now.
I mean,
they're slowly like, she comes out, she beats Alicia Fox real quick. I mean, it's not the best challenge for Bayley. I mean, she can go out there and put on fantastic matches, but at least she's coming out and banging out wins. She's building up a repertoire.
I wish my name was Wins.
Why?
Because you said she was banging. Never mind. Forget it. Cut that
out. Idiot. All right. So after that, Lana and Rusev come out. Lana and Rusev are laughing about how Enzo's an idiot, and they tricked them. That obviously leads to Big Cass coming out. Enzo's not with them. Enzo's hurt because of last week. But Cass and Rusev start fighting. They go outside. They're throwing each other into the side of the ring, into the security wall, and it winds up ending with eventually Rusev pushes Enzo into the side of the ring. Cass falls to the ground, and Rusev runs up the ramp and leaves.
So they announced that this match was the kickoff match to Roadblock. So this match is the pre-show match. They've used all this airtime to build the pre-show match on a show that has, I don't know, 5-6 matches on it.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you know what the thing is? Rusev's a great wrestler. They never use him properly. Enzo and Cass are great fan wrestlers. They're good wrestlers. I mean, I don't think they know what direction they're going with half the people on the roster. I feel like they focus on...
There's a problem. The roster is like, what, 20 people at this point, and they don't know the direction they're going?
They don't know the direction for anybody other than Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, and then Sasha and Charlotte. Those are the only people on the roster that they have any clue where they're going.
That's a problem, and that's why SmackDown's a better show.
SmackDown's got the same problem, and we'll get to that when I get there, because SmackDown don't know where they're going either. And SmackDown's doing the same shit Raw does. SmackDown's putting the same show on every week. They came out and people bought into, SmackDown's going to be different, but I hate to break it to everybody. SmackDown's been the same show for the last 2 months.
It's been a better show.
It's been the same. It might be a better show than Raw, but they're both the same show every week.
I disagree with what you're saying.
You haven't been watching either show, so how can you disagree? Anyway,
I've been watching all the SmackDown pay-per-views, and the Raw pay-per-views have not been as good.
Oh, I'm not talking about pay-per-views. I'm talking about their weekly show. Raw and SmackDown every week's the same show.
Well, maybe if we're in such a goddamn mark, then everything will be all right.
Before I get to SmackDown this week, let me finish up Raw. So that happens. Oh, and then now Sami Zayn and Mick Foley.
I did watch this. Sami requested a trade earlier in the night, unless he got to fight Braun Strowman. So Mick comes out and says he worked out a trade, and he's trading Sami for Eva Marie straight up, which is kind of great. I appreciated that.
Yeah,
it set Sami off the edge. So it ended up where I guess Mick told him their trade wasn't real. He just wanted to get him fired up, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so
going to happen.
Strowman Zayn on Sunday, which is one of the. I'm actually looking forward to that match. I don't know if they'll actually let Sami win because I think they're building to something bigger, and making him the underdog.
I think it's going to be a fantastic match, though, regardless of how it goes.
I think Sami's going to be the first one to knock him down and all that.
I think not only is it going to be I think Braun Strowman's going to surprise a lot of people, especially with a talented wrestler like Sami Zayn in the ring with him. I think this is the perfect way for both of them. You can have Sami Zayn competing against a huge monster, and at the same time, you're going to have the huge monster getting help with his in-ring abilities, and Sami Zayn's going to make him look amazing.
I don't know where they go with Strowman after this. I mean, I guess the Royal Rumble's coming up, and he'll get that little spot, but I just don't know.
But I mean, I think they could have him work towards the U.S.
Strowman Reigns. Ooh.
Why not?
I read that somewhere that was their WrestleMania plan, which makes sense. You keep the U.S. title in Reigns. You don't have to put him in a main event this year. But I don't know. Those are two guys that I'm glad they're put together because there's nothing else. Like the same main event storyline's been going on and on. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. I just hope they don't just murder Sammy.
Yeah, no, I honestly think I think good things are coming. No, I don't think Sammy's gonna get buried. All right, so after that, all that was left was the main event. And
So it's Jericho, Owens, Reigns, Rollins, and
the New Day.
And the New Day.
But in this match, Xavier Woods and Big E are the legal men. The first match.
Arrest. Got it.
Yes. And,
so does this make this officially?
One of the announcers brought up the good point that that's a smart move by the New Day because they already wrestled. So
does this officially make Big E the leader of the New Day or like the best wrestler officially?
I would think so. He's the biggest, he's the strongest, he's the powerhouse. I mean, Kofi's the finesse guy, Xavier Woods is the comedy. Like, it's like your classic tripod. You got the muscle, the brains, and the wild card.
I didn't know that's what a classic tripod was. I'm glad you broke it down for me.
You never seen that episode of Always Sunny?
I didn't know that there. Oh, it is like a classic tripod. You're so right. Mm-hmm. You're right. Wild card, bitches.
Yeehaw. Wild card, bitches. Yeehaw!
Also, we need to cover that on our other podcast. It's Always Sunny, brother.
I'm gonna get to the point where when the new season of Sunny comes out, we might want to have Always Sunny, brother. We talk about it enough.
It's really not a thing that exists.
I might have to have a weekly Always Sunny half hour.
It's gonna get to the point where you're not gonna leave your basement.
No, I have to because I'm gonna start training so I could join that wrestling gym and not.
So this is a real thing you're gonna do? You're gonna become a professional wrestler? Or no?
Oh yeah. Oh, me and Adam had a long conversation yesterday. Well, not really long. It was more of a texting conversation, and I did most of the talking. But
I can't imagine he has the time or money to do this.
If I get into decent shape, because it's expensive. If I get into decent shape, I am going to join the. I think they were the IWF in New Jersey.
Oh, I know. I've heard of that promotion. Well,
yeah,
can I ask you?
Darren Young has worked there a couple times. According to their website, there's pictures of him with them. What were you going to ask me?
How much does this cost?
Forget. There's multiple payment plan options you could do. It's over $1,000.
Oh.
But the $1,000.
How old are you?
It's 27 years old.
You're too old to be doing this.
Nope.
You're not Diamond Dallas Page. You're too old.
Nope, I could do it. Like I said, that's only I got to get in shape before I do it. I'm not going to do it unless I'm in physical like if I'm in peak physical condition.
All right, so basically you need to get in Scott Steiner's type shape.
No, I'm not going for the jacked up. I just want to be nowhere near Scott Steiner.
I need you to be in late 80s, early 90s Scott Steiner shape.
Like in this 1991 match, Scott Steiner shape?
Yes, like the match we're going to discuss later on, and I need you to have a mullet.
I'm not against the mullet. No, I'm against the mullet. Mullet don't work for hair.
I mean, you used to have a mullet.
Nope, never had a mullet.
I have a picture of you at a Florida Stick concert, which you eventually projectile vomited at, where you have a mullet.
I had a hat on, so I had my hair hanging out the back, but I didn't have a mullet. I just had long hair. Completely different thing. I could have had a dope mullet though if we shaved the sides of my head.
You could have had a dope mullet at that point.
All right. Anyway, back on track here. So we're done with Monday Night Raw. The New Day retained the titles. And now, as of today, we are about an hour away from them passing Demolition, because I believe Tuesday is the tying Demolition, and Wednesday will be passed.
So they won the match.
Oh, yeah, they won the match.
And Raw goes off the air with them just celebrating, or?
Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho were fighting. I think it ended with them walking away from each other. Something in the match happened to piss them off.
I would assume Jericho Owens would be the Royal Rumble, championship match.
I'm hoping that's what they're leading to.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that match.
Yeah, I think everybody is. Two great wrestlers. They're both fantastic on the mic. A feud with them too. I think that's A+ television. And I think that's where we're working to.
Good. I like that. I like where we're working to.
Yeah, I think Raw is finally, after this pay-per-view, they're going to wrap up all the storylines that have been going on for months. And I think we're finally going to move to a new direction. I know for a fact the women's division's finally going to start moving forward.
Hopefully. I mean,
it's happening. It's happening.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm pretty sure with Roadblock this Sunday, Charlotte's never lost on a pay-per-view. I don't think Roadblock is where you want her first loss to be. That's
how I feel. But you never know. Maybe that's just how you make the pay-per-view that more exciting. You trick us.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. We'll see. But getting to SmackDown, I don't know. You didn't really watch a whole lot of it either, right?
I mostly fast-forwarded, but I have results, and there's a couple things I would like to discuss. But
I was actually going to say, I have the results up in front of me here.
Well, I mean, I got them. I got them all.
Okay.
Let's kick us off.
Go for it.
SmackDown starts. They're showing you a review of last week, how The Miz beat Ambrose. And then you cut to Shane and Daniel Bryan. Ellsworth comes in coughing, and Ellsworth's sick. He can't compete against AJ Styles this week, so they send him home.
Have you ever seen that happen on a wrestling show before? I've never seen that happen.
Oh. Nope.
I appreciate that they're trying something different. I've never seen a wrestler get home sick.
Yeah, he's coughing. They send him home sick, and they tell him when he's healthy, they'll let him have his match. So then the show starts. Immediately, you go into Miz TV. AJ Styles comes out. AJ Styles and The Miz, they're both heels. They're both being funny and laughing. They laugh about James Ellsworth. The Miz compliments AJ Styles' hair. AJ Styles says he's trying to get a shampoo commercial contract.
There was actually a feud in WWE history based on a shampoo commercial.
Was there?
Yeah, would you like to guess the professional wrestlers that were involved in that feud?
For a for a spot in the shampoo commercial?
Yes.
For an actual spot in a shampoo commercial, or a storyline?
No, it was made up. It was a storyline.
I feel like The Miz, Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
First of all, I would love to see a Miz Brutus the Barber Beefcake feud, but no, it was actually Edge when he had the long hair, and I think he always had long hair when he wrestled, and future mayor of Houston, Booker T.
Future mayor? Oh, I remember this now that you say that.
Yes, there was a feud over a shampoo commercial, and that was right after Kane and Chris Jericho had a feud over spilled coffee.
Nice. Wrestling's had some crazy moments.
I love wrestling so much.
Yep. All right, so now they're doing that, and then eventually Miz starts saying how his championship's better, and then they start arguing over who's better. It looks like they might fight, and then that idiot Dean Ambrose comes out, so they both jump out of the ring, but then the Miz gets mad, and he jumps back in like he's going to fight him. Ambrose knocks the Miz out, and then Ziggler comes out, or maybe Ziggler came out before Ambrose did that, but regardless, Ziggler knocks out the Miz, Ambrose knocks out Ziggler, AJ Styles is starting to run away. Next thing you know, Wyatt Family's promo music hits, and then boom, Ambrose is knocked out, and Luke Harper's in the ring.
Luke Harper?
Luke Harper is in the ring,
So
and he's staring down AJ Styles.
So, out of the two main eventers out of 3 in that, you get Luke Harper.
Yes.
Okay.
And this
I love Luke Harper. Luke Harper's a great wrestler, but that's just a weird call. I like it though.
Yep. So then this leads to Shane and Daniel Bryan making a #1 contenders match for the World Heavyweight title. And that #1 contenders match later in the show is going to be Ambrose, Ziggler, Miz, and Luke Harper in an elimination style match. Winner is the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title.
It's elimination style.
Yes.
Was this match like an hour long?
It's long. There's only, honestly, we'll double check as we go through the rest of the reviews, but I'm pretty sure there's only 3 actual matches on SmackDown this week.
I mean, that would make sense because that's basically 4 separate matches. But
yeah, and there's another #1 contenders match too. But we'll
I did know they did announce prior there's a battle royal with like 6 tag teams.
Yeah. So Ambrose, Miz, Harper, and Ziggler, and not only is it an elimination, but they said if Maurice or the Wyatt family or anybody comes to help anyone, the person that gets the help is eliminated. So if Maurice interferes, The Miz gets eliminated. If the Wyatt family interferes, Harper gets eliminated.
Well, I understood what you're saying. You didn't.
All right.
Yeah, I mean,
some people.
I'm not a dummy.
Some people
are my initials CJ?
CJ, retarded, fucking retarded. CJ's name must be Todd, because he's fucking retarded.
I don't even know what to say.
I
don't even know if that was a joke.
People named Todd are retarded.
All right, that's fine. I knew a Todd. He was tiny. It was weird.
Was he a retard?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, he was a retard.
All
right, anyway.
What do we lead into there, bud?
All right, next match. Speaking of retards, Natalya comes out for her match against Carmella. Nikki Bella is at ringside on commentary. So Natalya gets in the ring, grabs a mic, and she starts trying to apologize to Nikki. She's like, I want to apologize to you before Carmella comes out and interrupts me because she's rude. And she's going to start saying... And then as soon as she says that, Carmella's music hits.
Did she... So she admitted to attacking him?
No, she's trying to say she didn't do it. And she just wants Nikki to know she didn't do it. And then the commentary says, so do you believe her? And Nikki says, I don't know. I don't think she did it, but I just don't know anymore. And then I started fast forwarding because I didn't have time to sit here and watch this whole match.
You were a noted Natalya hater.
I hate. She's a good wrestler. I don't like her talking. She's terrible on the mic. She's not. I don't know. I just don't enjoy. Even when she does things that I should enjoy, it's just she's like Daniel Bryan. She's not good on scripted lines. I don't know.
I disagree with your Daniel Bryan sentiment, but okay, I get your point.
Daniel Bryan's not good at reading scripted lines. Like she's not like Daniel Bryan wrestler. She's like Daniel Bryan general manager. Whenever he has a backstage promo segment, he's just the worst.
Okay.
And that's how Natalya is.
I get what you're saying. Daniel Bryan's much better on Talking Smack.
Yes, Daniel Bryan's great on Talking Smack. Anyway, so that match ends by they're outside. Natalya pushes Nikki Bella out of the way to get to Carmella. That causes Nikki and Natalya. So Natalya gets back in the ring and she's looking over the ring. She's like, I'm sorry. You know, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't do it. And then Carmella rolls her up, gets the pin. Carmella beats Natalya. And so they're working somewhere with that story. I don't know.
Sounds like triple threat.
Yeah. So now you're backstage now. Miz and Maurice are walking the hallways. Gabriel Iglesias and Apollo Crews are hanging out.
Fluffy.
And
in my mind, when you said Gabriel Iglesias and Apollo Crews, I wasn't paying attention because that's usually what happens when Apollo Crews comes on TV.
Yep.
And I thought you said Baron Corbin, and Baron Corbin hanging out with Gabriel Iglesias sounds like a much better segment.
Yeah, it does, because that doesn't make any sense.
No.
So
So now the only thing we know about Apollo Crews' character is that he likes bad comedians.
Yep. And so while Miz and Maurice are walking through, they're like, I don't got time for this. But before they walk away from them, Miz calls him Creed. Yeah, get out of the way, Creed.
That's vaguely racist.
I mean, his gimmick is Apollo Creed.
Oh. It's not, though.
I mean,
his gimmick is Bobby Lashley.
His name is Apollo Crews and Terry
Bobby
Crews.
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. Roman Reigns. All right, anyway.
That joke needs to die.
The Roman Reigns joke's never going to die. It's going to be our ongoing thing. And in 5 years, there's going to come a point where we all start yelling Roman Reigns, and somebody's going to listen for the first time, and they're going to say, why do they always say that?
I thought you were going to say in 5 years we're finally going to all say it in sync.
We're finally going to get it?
In 5 years from now.
And that's when the joke dies.
Okay, fair.
All right.
Fair point.
So now you get into the number one tag team, number one contender for the tag team title Battle Royal, American Alpha, the Hype Bros, Slater and Rhino, Breezango, the Ascension, and the Vaudevillains. Winner of this match, the Hype Bros.
Wait. So, who are the last two teams?
The Hype Bros and the Ascension.
Wait. Okay, so they started a feud in there for American Alpha, correct?
I was on fast forward game. I don't know what happened, how it happened. I just know that the last two people in the match were the Ascension and Mojo Rawley. One of the Ascension members and Mojo Rawley. And
so it was single elimination?
Double elimination.
Single elimination.
No, you had to eliminate both members of the team.
Well, I thought when I said single elimination, I meant everybody in.
Oh yes. Correct, the Mundo. Yep.
And that's who they ended up with. Victor, and
no, it might
Mojo
not have been
Rawley?
Mojo Rawley. It might have been Zack Ryder. I was fast forwarding pretty quickly, but it was one of the Ascension members.
I feel like the only reason they have Mojo Rawley on television is because they want him to bring Gronk to a show because he's like best friends with Gronk.
I mean, I don't have a problem with Mojo Rawley. I love Zack Ryder. The Hype Bros are the number one contenders?
I've seen Mojo Rawley dancing drunkenly in downtown Orlando multiple times. He is his character in real life. Yeah.
I fully believe that.
He is his character in real life.
I don't got a problem with the Hype Bros. I really like Zack Ryder, but that was not how I thought that was going to end. Neither one of those two teams. I was so happy with your reaction when I told you what happened.
Do you know who the next to last? Like it was the Hype Bros, the Ascension. Do you know who was eliminated right before that? I can tell you.
All right, tell me.
Breezango.
That's awesome. I love Breezango.
This is the strangest battle royal I've ever. I need to go back and watch this. This is wild.
Yeah.
So what they did was they paired up two main eventers, arguably the biggest two wrestlers to be tag team champions since Kane and Undertaker, and they have them fighting Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to take back what I said about SmackDown being a better show.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Travel around the world and
back in. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Thank you for being a friend.
And
back. All right, Maud.
This might be the only wrestling themed podcast where you get Golden Girls references.
That's my Maud. All right.
Did you know that Estelle Getty was actually the youngest of all three ladies?
That's reasonable.
She was the mother.
Wait, that old lady?
Sophia, yeah.
The little wretched old lady.
Yeah, she was the youngest of the three actresses.
That's weird.
Golden Girls facts.
My grandmother's older than Betty White.
All right. Mine is too, but she's dead.
Yeah, mine's alive. I mean, she's
Nope. We're not going dark.
Google for Cocoa Puffs, but she's alive.
Guy like Cocoa
Anyway,
Puffs.
all right, Maud. Let's get into the next part here. So Alexa Bliss versus a jobber. Before I get into how this went down, the jobber is a New Jerseyan. I saw her, I can't remember if it was a year ago or 2 years ago, at a motorcycle run in a tiny-ass ring in a park in Secaucus when she was working for D2W, a small promotion in New Jersey.
D2W.
Yeah.
Great promotion.
And then on Sunday, I was watching Ring of Honor. I don't know when they record these matches. I know they're not live.
No, it's months in advance.
All right, yeah. So I'm watching an episode of Ring of Honor that was on the New England Sports Network on Sunday night at 8 o'clock, whenever the hell they recorded it. It was a Woman of Honor episode, and what's her name? Deonna Purrazzo. Deonna Purrazzo was on that episode of Ring of Honor, and I saw her Sunday night, and I said, I know this girl. I've seen her in fucking Secaucus in a park, and now she's on Ring of Honor. Good for her. And then Smackdown, my girl Alexa Bliss comes out, and before they could announce the jobber's name, she stops them. No, don't worry. You're done. Sorry. Don't you dare ring that bell. I'm not for charity cases. That charity case was Deonna Purrazzo. Same fucking girl.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Look at that. Nice. I don't know what it says that you go and watch charity cases wrestle in Secaucus, but it's fine.
It's a charity event for understanding dwarfism. It's a motorcycle run to raise money for that charity.
Was it a short ride?
Yeah, it's funny. It's in honor of the guy who runs it. His brother was a dwarf, and he's actually the first ever dwarf fireman in the state of New Jersey. He passed away, and his brother runs it as a charity event for him.
There was a dwarf fireman?
Yeah, he was the first ever one in the state of New Jersey. He was a firefighter in Secaucus, and
he would just put out small fires.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not gonna. We got to get past this, otherwise I'm gonna keep doing it.
All right, so getting past it. So Alexa Bliss says she's not wrestling her. Don't ring the bell, and she says, this is the holidays, but she's not doing charity cases. And then when Deonna has her back turned, Alexa Bliss hits her from behind and beats the crap out of her.
I've heard too much for this segment.
And then Becky Lynch comes out. Becky Lynch comes out demanding her rematch. Alexa Bliss says, all right, you'll get your rematch. You'll get it. And she jumps out of the ring and she says, but not today, honey. That's not how it works. She gets halfway up the ramp. Shane O'Mac comes out. No, Alexa, that is how this works. You get in the ring because you're defending your title now. They get Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch.
So they did Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch?
For the title.
Who won?
Alexa Bliss is outside of the ring with a knee injury. She's limping. Yep.
One of those.
So she gets counted out, and she starts limping towards the ramp to go home.
Does she then start walking normally?
No, she didn't have time because Becky Lynch wasn't buying it. Becky Lynch throws her in the ring. Well, Alexa Bliss starts fighting back now that the match is over. Her leg's fine. But even after that whole little scuffle after the match, when Alexa Bliss does leave, she's still limping up the ring. So
that's just her not knowing how to sell, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, or maybe she's overselling because she doesn't want to get in trouble for faking her injury. I don't know. But she's adorable. Every week I see Alexa Bliss, and she's prettier than the week before. So good for her.
Wow, calm down, bud.
So cute. And that leads you to your main event.
So, what's the order of elimination here? I assume Luke Harper gets eliminated first.
The first one eliminated was The Miz.
Bye.
I don't know.
Okay.
I know he The Miz was eliminated. Then Harper. But you know how Harper got eliminated?
Yeah.
It took I don't know if he took a super kick or a zigzag. And then what's Ambrose's finisher?
Dirty Deeds.
And then a Dirty Deeds. And that's how they finally pinned Luke Harper.
So super kick him to Dirty Deeds. Okay.
Yeah.
Make him look strong.
Yeah, it made him look real strong. And then so you have Ambrose and Ziggler.
It's Ambrose and Dolph.
And now you're like, fuck. Are we gonna watch another Ambrose versus AJ Styles match? Are we gonna keep beating this dead horse?
Do they beat the dead horse?
The Miz comes back to interfere. That just turns into Ambrose and The Miz knocking him out. And then Ziggler eventually wins the match.
So Dolph Ziggler is your number one contender.
Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles.
So we've been through this before.
Yeah.
So not with AJ. With
no.
Dean.
It was Dolph Ziggler versus Dean.
Yeah, but it didn't matter. Like, it was inconsequential.
But you're gonna get Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles. It should be a great match. They're both great wrestlers.
Dolph Ziggler has zero chance to win.
No. Dolph Ziggler's not winning the title. Come on, Paul. Get your head out of the fucking gutter.
No, it wasn't. My head was clearly not out of the gut. It was not in the gutter. I told you what was going to happen. Dolph's clearly not going to win.
And you didn't need to tell me what was gonna happen.
So I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about that. But James Ellsworth still gets his shot.
We're gonna apparently we're still gonna get a good match out of.
Also, you went for 5 minutes on Alexa Bliss and you didn't tell us the biggest news of the week. John Cena comes back in 2 weeks.
Fuck that. I'm not happy.
I love John Cena.
Also, my question here, before we get into this nonsense about John Cena, I like John Cena better when he's on SNL. But before we get into that, wasn't Emma supposed to be back this week?
Yes, they pushed it back. She's like
why?
Glacier.
Why are we doing this to me?
She's like Glacier.
Glacier.
Yeah, Glacier ran a ton of promos before he came. You don't know who Glacier is?
The glaciers are melting because of global warming.
No. Glacier, the professional wrestler. Do we have to do it? Do we have to do a history lesson on Glacier?
Yeah, because some of our younger fans might not know who he is. I know who he is.
He's the reason why we have Canyon. And who better than Canyon?
Who better than Canyon? Nobody.
Oh my God! So that's the shows for this week, huh?
Yeah, same episode that we're gonna have next week. Same episode we had last week.
Yeah, we really need to cut down.
Smackdown.
We really need to cut down these recaps.
Yeah. Even today we did longer than we should have, and it was probably a third of the time we normally spend on them.
Before we continue, after I found out Dolph Ziggler is the number one contender, I need to get a beer, and then we'll get into one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time, Freakzilla himself, Scott Steiner.
Yeah,
right.
so I hope all the freaks are out there listening, because things about to get wild in here.
Give me 2 seconds, Chris.
All right, while you get a beer, I'm also going to get a beer, but I'm probably also going to go to the bathroom. Holla, if you hear me.
Hey kids, looking for a gift this holiday season? Tell your parents to get you the Kayfabe Only Brother at Home Game. The Kayfabe Only Brother at Home Game. Act like a podcast host, just like your favorite podcast hosts from the Kayfabe Only Brother show. You can be Griz, Paulie Terrible, Adam, or CJ. Oh man, I don't want to be CJ. Kayfabe Only Brother at Home Game, just like the professionals. You can hate your life, make fun of dead people, come up with fake commercials for products that don't exist, and contemplate suicide. Kayfabe Only Brother at Home Game, the biggest gift this holiday season. Anti-anxiety and anti-depression pills sold separately.
For all our listeners out there, if you know math, I know math, and Scott Steiner knows math, but that's not what we're getting on to right now. We're getting on to Big Papa Pump, the big booty daddy.
He was the big booty daddy. Wait, was he? No, the big booty daddy was a different wrestler.
No, Big Papa Pump is the big booty daddy. You ever heard him call himself that?
Oh, that's right. Brutus the Beefcake was a character in WCW called the Booty Man. Booty man. I'm not making that up.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's the big bad booty daddy.
Got it. He's a fucking crazy person.
Scott Steiner.
So we got our
American hero, the man of all men.
At one point, he was portrayed as the American hero. This was crazy about Scott Steiner. So we went back and we watched a match from Super Bowl 1991, and then we went and we watched Royal Rumble 2003. And I cannot believe this is the same man.
Scott Steiner, yeah. He goes from
All-American
college wrestler from Michigan, national champion. Was he a national champion or no?
I don't know if they were national champions.
I don't know, but him and his brother.
They were definitely all-Americans.
They wear singlets. They wear neon singlets, and they're a great tag team. Is this going to happen to American Alpha? Is one of the American Alpha guys going to turn into Scott Steiner?
I would love to see Chad Gable years later, jacked out of his goddamn mind with bleach blonde hair.
I hope that they run the same feud that Scott and Rick had. I hope that Chad Gable eventually gets a friend like Buff Bagwell, and they just fuck. What's the other guy's name?
Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan.
I would love to see Jason Jordan start barking like the dog-faced gremlin himself.
Me too. All right,
now,
so
I have to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Now, I know when we watch on the network, it doesn't have the actual WCW theme music, but have you ever heard Steinerized?
I don't know if I have.
Okay, if you could find it and add some of it in there, it'd be great. But I'd like to read you some of the lyrics.
What's the name of the song?
Steinerized. The Steiner Brothers WCW theme.
I'm gonna play it for us right. I'm gonna play a little bit of it for us right after this advertisement. So, you want to give us the lyrics? You want to? All right, hold on. Let's listen to it. Is this the one? All right.
The next one starts with, all in high school, it was easy to see. Next stop, Michigan University.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's so great. It's really an underrated. It's up there with The Man Called Sting as a great cheesy 90s wrestling theme. I really enjoy it.
I know we're not live, but when you are listening, it'll be live to you. So I am going on to Facebook right now, and I am posting a YouTube clip of that song. Nice. If anybody would like to listen to it, and then if you want to Google the lyrics, you know what? I'm going to post the lyrics to that song too. I'm going to post a link to the lyrics to that song too, because let's share the Steinerization.
I need everybody to get Steinerized.
Steinerized.
So did you watch any of the Super Bowl match?
I put it on when we started the cast, and I didn't really pay attention, so I just restarted the match.
It's incredible. First of all, you get a little JR pre-Bell's palsy, and with Dusty Rhodes.
Pre-Bell's palsy JR is great.
Pre-Bell's palsy
Rhodes even better.
Dusty Rhodes is really he's really underrated on commentary because he doesn't care about the moves, but he's telling you this. But he's telling you the story.
Oh, I love Dusty Rhodes. The only problem is every now and then there's points in time where Dusty Rhodes is on commentary and you can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying.
That's fine. JR eventually had Bell's palsy, and you can only understand half of what he was saying.
No, I get it. I just sometimes the Cajun accent's a little rough, but I personally love Dusty Rhodes, and I could listen to him ramble on about nonsense.
So before we get to that match, do you know on this show, DDP introduces the Diamond Stud, who is Scott Hall, and also later on the night, Oz debuts, who was Kevin Nash.
Nice.
This is a good show. We should watch the show just all together as one. It's great. It's cheesy wrestling. Did you watch?
I have a feeling we're gonna have more classic Paul and Griz mess arounds in the future, so we'll definitely get to more.
Did you watch the promo before the match?
I started to, but that's when you said you were ready to start going, so I didn't.
It's basically a Rocky montage, but with worse music and just cuts off in the middle.
Nice.
Good stuff. I can't read my notes.
Well, that's not good.
Also, one of my favorite things about Lex Luger matches. By the way, it's the Steiners versus Luger and Flair, who are arguably two of the biggest stars of the 90s. Yeah, Luger. Yeah, Luger and Sting.
Yes, and this is Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting.
Blonde,
my favorite.
top,
my favorite version of Sting. That's my favorite version of Sting.
I don't hate it. I don't hate
stuff.
Crow Sting either.
I also enjoyed that Sting was the most gullible man in the world and eventually turned him into Crow Sting. Like, it was, I would say, 10 years of him getting turned on by the Four Horsemen and beaten up by people for being a nice guy. Even Lex Luger. Lex Luger was such a scumbag, and he would cheat and not tell Sting, and Sting eventually got fed up with it. One of my favorite things about Lex Luger matches is at least once or twice during the match, because he's a terrible wrestler, the announcer will say, Lex Luger is really in great shape.
He is really in great shape.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
And he's got that dope 80s fucking hairdo.
Yeah, which you could grow out, and you could have that too. Get your hair feathered.
Yeah, the dope 80s feathered hair. How can you hate against that? Those are two nice things we could say about Lex Luger.
So this match, and I know you're watching it as it goes, but there are no such thing as small moves in this match. Every single move they're throwing bombs the entire time.
Suplex and different suplexes.
There's a top rope suplex.
Yep. About to see that.
At one point, Scott Steiner gets in the ring, gets Sting all woozy, sits him up on the top rope.
It literally just happened. And then he went to jump at him, and he fell over onto the table.
What was he going to do? What was he going to do if he hit him?
I don't know. But it's hilarious that that's what you decided to bring up, because that literally happened right before you said it.
He was going to clothesline him or spear him to the outside while he was sitting on the top rope?
I don't know what his thought. It's Scott Steiner. And I understand this is before he completely lost his mind, but
this is the beginnings. You see the beginnings of a madman.
Yeah, exactly.
You see the beginnings of a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got? Yeah, no, that was what I just wrote down there. I mean, I also enjoy that the tag teams never really interfere with each other during pins and everything because they're both baby faces. And I like when baby faces do only babyface things.
Yeah.
The match kind of ends in a clusterfuck, but it's Sting getting fucked up again because Sting's a good guy, and Nikita Koloff comes out to hit Lex Luger, but Sting pushes Luger out of the way and gets himself hit, and Scott Steiner doesn't know, so he pins Sting. So it just leads to more gullible Stingness. But Scott Steiner was a goddamn house of fire and was incredibly athletic. He's just jumping all around this goddamn match, which is a little bit different from the future.
Yes, very different. I mean, from what I've seen of this match, it's great. Like I said, I haven't watched the whole match. We get to our next match. I have full details about everything about the match and everything leading into the match.
Really, because I couldn't even watch I got through most of it and was like, this is atrocious.
Oh, it's garbage. This is a great match.
Yeah, I picked.
That
Good.
Nick Patrick
No, it's Randy Anderson.
looks like Nick Patrick, don't it?
Yeah, Randy Anderson looked a lot of those guys back then looked a lot alike because it's all like.
Yeah, they all look like
Southern
Kenny Powers.
I will tell you, the referee in the Scott Steiner Triple H match we're going to talk about in a second. It's my best part of the. It's my favorite part of the match.
Earl Hebner.
Like, what he does as the match is starting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He Judge Mills lanes it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. It doesn't happen on WWE TV anymore where the ref gets that involved. But I mean, it felt different. It felt like a big fight for a second.
It did. All right, so you want to? Are we?
Do you want to start? Yeah, we can start. We can start talking about it. I just really wanted to watch it because it's great. And
No,
great
it's a
matches.
good match.
Great matches we generally have less to say about than garbage matches.
Yep. So that was 1991. Scott Steiner and his brother, good wrestler. Scott
That's Super
Steiner's
Brawl
not out of
91.
his mind yet. Yeah,
Scott, you
Steiner's-
can see how Scott Steiner is going to be out of his mind shortly.
Yep. And now we flash forward to 2002.
3.
December 2002.
Royal
Raw.
Rumble's January.
No, buddy.
Oh, I did cover some of this feud.
I got us leading in December 2002. We get to Monday Night Raw, and where the hell are my notes for this? I'm sorry, I took so many fucking notes today. I'm all over the place. I don't need my notes. I know what happened. Yeah, I don't know where. I don't even know if I took notes, to be honest with you. All right, anyway, so Monday Night Raw. I took notes. I just don't know where they are.
I took notes, but I don't know if I actually took notes.
Oh, here we go. So we start Monday Night
You're
Raw.
getting me worried you're living some kind of Fight Club type of life.
Before I start anything that happened, Val Venus was, what was he, like, the code, like Eric Bischoff's assistant or something?
Really?
What was his role here? Yeah,
don't
Val
know.
Venus is wearing a polo shirt and khakis, and he's following Eric Bischoff around, and he's booking matches. He's like Daniel Bryan is to Shane McMahon,
So you're telling me Val Venus was the general manager of Raw?
and Eric Bischoff was the commissioner.
Yeah, well, I knew that. I knew Eric Bischoff was back and better than ever.
Yep, exactly. So weird, and they're not calling him Val Venus; they're calling him Chief Morley.
Oh, Sean Morley, okay.
Yeah, but they're calling him Chief Morley.
Yeah, well, he's got a Indian heritage.
I guess
He was very much against that pipeline.
probably was fucking stoner. Anywho, so this all starts because Big Papa Pump is coming to Monday Night Raw. He was a free agent. They couldn't decide who was getting him, Raw or SmackDown. Raw got Big Papa Pump. So Monday Night Raw kicks off. We're in December 2002. GM Eric Bischoff. This is right after Triple H won the World Heavyweight title back from Shawn Michaels. So the night before this Monday Night Raw was Armageddon, I believe. Triple H just beat Shawn Michaels for the World Heavyweight title and got it back.
I thought the title was just handed to him by Bischoff because the world title went to SmackDown.
No. That happened. Triple H got the title, and then he lost it to Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam.
Okay.
I think it was Summer. He lost it to Shawn Michaels at a pay-per-view. Maybe it wasn't SummerSlam. But anyway, so now he just beat Shawn Michaels and got it back at Armageddon.
Okay.
And now Eric Bischoff and Triple H weren't seeing eye to eye. To make it up to him, Eric Bischoff told him for the main event of Raw, it's going to be a celebration, celebrating Triple H being the champion because he deserves it, and they're going to try to. He's going to try to see eye to eye with Triple H from now on. At the same time that happened, Val Venus, or Chief Morley, promised Big Papa Pump that they'll use his contract signing as the main event of the show. Big
So
bump coming.
Val Venus, bad chief.
Bad chief, yes. So that's how this all happened. So now, Bischoff asked Triple H if they could do it earlier. You know, why make you wait around all night? Let's have your celebration now. Then that way you can get out of here and have a better celebration. And Triple H is like, all right, well, what's your plan for the main event then? And then when he tells him Scott Steiner's going to try, Triple H is having none of it. He's like, no, it's not happening. So they tell Scott Steiner, listen, that's not happening. We're doing Triple H's party. Triple H is having a party. There's a big montage celebrating Triple H.
Can I ask you a question? Didn't I tell you, like, 2 hours before we did this podcast, we wanted to do Scott Steiner stuff, and you went back and you got this much information?
Yes.
So you are doing speed, right?
No, I wish. Nope. I watched it as quick as I could. So anyway, so this is Monday Night Raw. They're celebrating them. This is when Ric Flair's hanging out with Triple H, best friends. Scott Steiner interrupts. He walks to the ring with his contract. He gets in Triple H's face. He insists he's not signing the contract with Monday Night Raw unless he gets a World Heavyweight title shot. Triple H makes a shot at WCW, says, listen, you were a big fish in a little pond, but now you're swimming in the ocean, and I'm the shark. I'm going to eat you.
So, this was all done because Triple H had basically beaten everybody else, and it was just time for Scott Steiner to add his name to the list, right?
Oh, Triple H tells him, I beat everybody. Triple H lists everybody he beat.
Yeah, because Triple H has beat everybody.
Yeah. Exactly.
He even beat Sting. Yeah. Yep. They brought Sting in, and he beat him.
Triple H beat him. Exactly. Triple H isn't stupid. Triple H is going to be one of the only people that beat everyone. So, Triple H agrees. He agrees, whatever, you could have your world title match. Eric Bischoff says Royal Rumble. Scott Steiner signs the contract, and then Scott Steiner says, well, you say world title match, he says Royal Rumble, I say right now, and gets in Triple H's face. They look like they're about to fight. Triple H and Ric Flair book it. The next Monday, Triple H insists it's because he was hurt. He's going to call Scott Steiner out that night. He goes to the ring, calls him out. Scott Steiner comes out, thinks he's going to fight. Triple H calls him out for an arm wrestling match.
Yes, I got that. They do an arm wrestling match. So two guys that apparently hate each other will stand in the ring and have an arm wrestling match with each other. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Scott
so
Steiner
while Ric Flair's watching, Scott Steiner easily beats him. Triple H puts his arm back down like he's going to do it again, and Scott Steiner grabs his hand and consistently 1, 2, 3, 4 bangs his arm down. So Triple H holds his arm and he runs out. Him and Ric Flair leave. The next Monday on Raw,
they do a
what's it called?
That is called a pose down.
Pose down. There you go.
So now two guys had an arm wrestling match on pose down, and then the third one might be my favorite.
Oh wait, before we get the pose down. Wait, what was after the pose down?
No, so the pose down. Who wins the pose down?
Was that when they Scott Steiner? Was that when the judge? No, Triple H had the judges set up to vote for him.
That's the third one. That's the third one.
Oh, I don't remember the pose down then.
The pose down happens. Or Scott Steiner arguably wins. The third one, the next one, they come out and they have a push-up contest. So this is really a blood feud between these guys. They have a push-up contest where the judges jump Scott Steiner, start beating him up, and then of course Scott Steiner beats up 6 local indie wrestlers.
Yep.
The next week, finally they don't do anything stupid except Triple H and Scott Steiner start fighting, which Triple H gets stripped down to his underwear.
No, that was the pose down, I think.
No. He was in his underwear in the pose down. He then gets beat out of his suit and stripped down. So
I guess I skipped that one.
Triple H looks like a fool 4 times here, so I think we all know how this match is going to end.
Well, clearly, if Triple H is a full 4 weeks in a row, he's going to be a fool at the Royal Rumble and lose, right?
So the match happens at Royal Rumble, and I have a question. Why do you think there's a reason Scott Steiner and Antonio Cesaro have music that's very similar?
both out of their minds.
See, that's what I need. I need a Scott Steiner version
Cesaro.
of Cesaro.
If Cesaro started acting like Scott Steiner, I would like Cesaro a lot more. As of right now, to me, Cesaro's a good wrestler who the fans just. Well, I don't understand the obsession people have with him. He's not anything better than anybody else. I mean, he's not bad. He's a great wrestler. He's not amazing on the mic. He's not.
Cesaro was it the best match I've ever seen live. Cesaro wrestled the best match I've ever seen live.
And so,
Sami Zayn in NXT. I was sitting in the third row, and I've never enjoyed a wrestling match more.
I imagine that being a good match.
It was incredible. It was the third Sami Zayn Cesaro match. It was the third one. The first I was there for the first three. It was the third one. It was great. It's not even on the network, but you when it finally shows up, you need to watch it. You can see my dumb face the entire time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Scott Steiner, Triple H, Ric Flair, they're all in the ring. Ric Flair's not part of the match. He's with Triple H. He's his best friend. They're in
So
the match.
I did notice Triple H is in better shape now, correct?
Triple H at that point in time was in jacked up shape.
He looked a little
For
heavy.
this feud, Triple H got jacked. His arms are huge.
He looked a little heavy.
He was on. It was the muscle mass.
Gotcha.
If you pay more attention during the pose down, if I remember correctly, he was on the cover of Muscle Fitness or one of them magazines at that time. He was.
Right.
He was definitely on the cycle. He had to be on the cycle. He got huge for this feud.
So two things I noticed that are pretty inconsequential. But one, Triple H does the water thing. But when the match starts, he has gum in his mouth. So he does that spit thing and then keeps the gum in his mouth? That's pretty impressive.
I guess. I feel like I could do that. I'm not
can't.
gonna do it. I'm in my house, but
They can't do that. And then secondly, they don't have the big intro to the title match like they do now, but they cut in real close, and it's like a boxing match. So you hear Earl Hebner telling each guy, "I know what you're about. I know what you do. I don't want any of it." And he lays down the law. Earl Hebner lays down the law! Exclamation point! I wish they did that more with referees today.
yeah,
And that is the last redeeming thing I have from this. I literally stopped writing about
nope.
it after.
Because Earl Hebner does another redeeming thing.
Fill
Towards the
me
end
in.
of the match, Triple H and Ric Flair are just trying to leave and get Triple H counted out so he can walk away with his title. And there's the point where Earl Hebner just he's like, "Nah, I'm not counting. You guys get back in the ring and wrestle." And he tells them, "No, wrestle." So then Triple H pushes Earl Hebner, trying to get disqualified. And he's like, "Nah, nope, wrestle. You two wrestle." And that leads to eventually Triple H goes to get the sledgehammer. And then Earl Hebner tries to stop him from using it, but it just winds up Earl Hebner getting hit with it. And then,
Were they doing this to buy time because Scott Steiner looked like he was going to die the entire match?
he looked like he was going to have an asthma attack.
At one point, Triple H goes to give him a neck breaker, and he takes it wrong, so it looks like he gave him a diamond cutter.
Yeah. Yep. Even, I don't know if it was Jay or the King, one of them said it looked like a diamond cutter.
I'm really mad at you for picking this match.
I didn't remember how bad. Actually, I don't think I ever saw this match. I didn't have pay-per-views when I was in high school. I would just watch the Raws, and then this is one of the rare times when I was in high school that I was actually watching wrestling.
How does he beat Steiner?
He gets disqualified when he hits Earl Hebner with the
Oh, so he only wins via disqualification.
Yeah. He hit when he gets Earl Hebner with the sledgehammer. But then after he gets Earl Hebner, he goes to hit Scott Steiner with it. Scott Steiner grabs it from him and hits him with it. And then Nature Boy runs in, and then he hits Ric Flair with it. And then he puts Triple H into the Accolade. What does Scott Steiner call it?
The Steiner Recliner.
Yeah, it's the Accolade.
It's the Steiner Recliner because Scott Steiner couldn't get down as low as Rusev can.
Oh, all right. Well, fuck him.
So this was 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania. This was kind of their feud building up to WrestleMania. I don't even know who Triple H fought at WrestleMania that year. It's such a weird.
I want to say John Cena. Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
You might be right. You might be crazy. You just may be the lunatic I'm looking for.
Is this Triple H, Shawn Michaels, John Cena?
They didn't do a.
Oh, that wasn't a WrestleMania match, was it? No, the three of them had a match together. Oh wait, was this Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit? Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
Yes,
No.
It definitely was.
Nope.
No, that happened already?
So Triple H must lose the title because this year it's Kurt Angle versus event. It's Kurt Angle versus Brock. Let's see.
That's the WWE title, not the world title.
Oh no. Triple H fights Booker T.
At WrestleMania?
Yeah.
The world title?
Yeah, it was a super racist angle, and everything pointed to Booker T winning. Booker T didn't win. Do you know why? Triple H had to beat Booker T.
Yeah, yep.
He had to add Booker T to the list.
Yep. You just made the list.
Triple H actually has a list.
Yeah. It's a legitimate list. Yo, he's beat everybody. That's why he's gonna beat Seth Rollins.
He's not gonna beat Seth Rollins.
They'll have to have a couple matches. He has to beat him one time.
I think the only time I saw him put people over like super cleanly was he lost to Batista 3 straight times, and the Evolution lost to the Shield 3 straight times. Yeah. And I think he took the pin in all of them.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Batista might have taken one of the pins, but that might have been the Batista.
Evolution
is a mystery.
Yes, you're right. Losing to the Shield 3 times was makes so much sense in hindsight now because those 3 guys got pushed immediately after that.
Well, that was when Rollins turned on them. Right. Do you remember? I think that was the year the Shield at WrestleMania ended up fighting like the New Age Outlaws, and they beat them in 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30.
Yeah, they beat them in like 30 seconds.
Did the Shield fight the New Age Outlaws?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where they won the titles from the Outlaws that night?
No. It was just like a.
No, they didn't. Somebody else. I think somebody else beat the Outlaws for the titles. The Usos beat the Outlaws for the titles that night.
WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 30 was an incredible show.
It was a very good WrestleMania.
It'd be nice if this just gave me a list of the goddamn matches. If you wanted to know, Mountain Dew Kickstart was the person that was the people that sponsored it. The Usos, Bryan, the Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns defeated the New Age Outlaws and Kane in 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
What happened?
The Shield defeated the New Age Outlaws in 2 minutes and 56 seconds.
At WrestleMania 30 for the titles?
It was not for the titles. The Usos were the champions.
Oh, when did the Outlaws... Oh, the Outlaws dropped the titles
to the Usos
beforehand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
But somehow, the New Age Outlaws were on the Mania card. The Usos were the pre-show. I wonder if that's because they were friends with Triple H. Triple H really
also, they led into pushing the Shield. They lost to the Shield, and then after WrestleMania, that led into the Evolution versus the Shield feud, and they lost to the Shield. They pushed the Shield. Then Rollins turned on them. They all went to the main stage. They all became the three-man guys on the show after that.
I'm pretty sure they did Evolution versus the Shield. 1, because Batista wasn't around longer, and 2, because Daniel Bryan was the biggest star in wrestling, and Triple H still wanted to be in the main event.
Okay, it's fine.
Do you have anything else for this week? Are you excited about Roadblock? Because
I think we're gonna start we're gonna do our first time with a new segment today.
Oh, what's our new segment?
Holla, if you understand me.
Oh, is this where we're talking about Scott Steiner promos?
Yeah, we're gonna play a Scott Steiner promo. This is how Holla, if you understand me, works. We're gonna play a Scott Steiner promo, and then we're gonna laugh about it and give our insight on what we know is going on, or what we think might have been going on, or maybe we'll just say, "I don't understand you." Go back to where you came from. All right, so I'm gonna play this promo. I believe it's from TNA.
It is.
And Professor Scott Steiner is going to give us a math lesson.
All men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and two-thirds chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning. If we used to go one-on-one and they add 66 and two-thirds percent, I got 141 and two-thirds chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
So, do you have any thoughts or insights on what we just listened to?
I know a lot of people listen to that promo and don't think it's very good. I think that promo is incredible. Sure, he stumbles over his words, but it gets the point across. And to be honest with you, the math kind of adds up.
The numbers don't lie. They spell disaster for Samoa Joe.
It's one of the, like, I don't watch TNA. I've barely watched any TNA in my life, but that's the kind of thing that makes me want to go watch TNA. There's no promo in the WWE that will get my attention as much as that one because they're all scripted. That one was definitely not scripted. He had some, if he could do math in his head that quickly, because a lot of those things actually do add up. If he could do math in his head that quickly, I'm going to be fucking impressed.
I mean, he's not properly doing percentages and bullshit.
No. But the numbers all add.
Numbers work before he throws them together to make them outrageous.
It's very, and it's not on the same level, but it's very 1980s Macho Man type promo.
I'm not arguing with you on that. I think you're 100% right. Keep going.
Where it's completely unpredictable. It's fun. It makes me want to watch the match. And you can tell the guy kind of came up on his own. Like, Dolph Ziggler's not going to go out and cut that promo. The Miz isn't going to go out and cut that promo. I can't think of a guy in the WWE that will go out and cut a promo. Maybe like old school Rock. Rock nowadays is just catchphrases and shit. But I can't think of a guy. Even Enzo, it feels like it's all too practiced.
Yeah, there's a problem. That might be my biggest problem with the WWE right now. The promos are all super scripted, and it's just like the most generic. Like, I don't know. I feel like the writers who are scripting these promos are just writing promos for storylines, and they're not necessarily writing for specific wrestlers. It's just like, oh, well, when the storyline comes, one of the guys is going to lead this way, and whoever they choose is going to have this promo, and here's this generic promo. And then you get someone like Natalya saying these things, and it's just like, Natalya, how many times did you watch yourself say these lines in the mirror last night?
And there's promos like that from Scott Steiner that he had multiple times in his career where it's just crazy enough where it works with his character, where if I don't think he did enough drugs to ruin his body, and like if he was still a lot like the younger Scott Steiner but played the character of the older Scott Steiner, I really think he could have been a gigantic star. Yeah,
I believe you on that.
So what I'm saying is basically I'm gonna holla because I can hear him.
I dig on that. I'm gonna Holla also. It was a great promo, and even in that feud with Triple H, when he came out and interrupted Triple H's celebration that first Monday Night Raw before the pay-per-view, you could tell what he was saying to Triple H wasn't scripted. And you could tell what Triple H was saying back. Like, you could tell they knew they needed to say a couple things, but, like, Scott Steiner said what he needed to say on his own. There was no, here's what you got to go out there and say to Triple H when you interrupt his party, Scott Steiner. You could tell he had freedom on the mic. So
for this segment, for this first time that we're doing Holla, if you can understand me, I would like to have a rating system. How many steel headdresses would you give this match? How many? I screwed that up. Let me go back. Good. How many steel headdresses out of 5 would you give this promo?
Well, if Scott Steiner says a promo and there's a maximum of 5 steel headdresses, but he's also wearing a headdress, and I'm a big fan, so I go out and I buy a headdress, and that means there's 7 steel headdresses, so I'm giving this promo 7 because that's the actual maximum you could have out of 5.
The numbers don't lie. 7 steel headdresses.
I don't know if we're going to find a better Scott Steiner promo.
Oh, I think we will.
We might, but as of right now, maybe it's only because it's the first one. Maybe in hindsight, going back, I'll lower it down. But right now, out of 5 steel headdresses, I'm giving it 7.
I think that's all we have for this week. Correct?
Wait, Paulie Terrible, what's your rating?
I was going to give it 5, but then you gave it 7.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have a chance of beating me. And you don't have a chance of beating Scott Steiner, so you're 2 below.
Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me. So I have a 66. By the way, that makes perfect sense. If Kurt Angle knows he can't beat Scott Steiner, he's just going to attempt to pin Samoa Joe.
Numbers don't lie.
They really don't. They don't. He did have a 141% chance to win that match. He also lost that match, I'm pretty sure. So, sometimes the stats are wrong.
Sometimes an 8% chance is all you need, baby. Anyway, before we start wrapping things up, I'm going to do a little thing I wanted to say last week and I forgot about. So sometimes we make fun of people or we tell people that we're like this episode, a lot of points we're going over the ridiculousness of Scott Steiner, and you might think we don't like Scott Steiner. No.
Love Scott Steiner.
I love Scott Steiner. Like, I genuinely, he's one of my favorite guys. Like, he's awesome. He's huge. He says ridiculous things that make me laugh. He wasn't a bad wrestler. Maybe towards the end of his career.
Before he went off the rails, young Scott Steiner, go back and watch some of his matches. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. He would also murder people in the ring.
And I'm also gonna say this: I've made a million of the same Owen Hart dead jokes. I don't have any problem with Owen Hart, nor did I ever have a problem with Owen Hart other than he's Bret Hart's brother, because Owen Hart was always one of my favorites. So, like, if you're going in, you're like, oh, not only is this guy an asshole making fun of a dead person, but he's making fun of Owen Hart, who was a great... No. Owen Hart was great wrestler. I thoroughly enjoyed Owen Hart, and I still, going back and rewatching his matches, I enjoy. I just like making, it's easy jokes. That guy falls and dies. Now, that's if you can't find a joke in that, I don't know what kind of sick person you are.
Did you say dead guy falls and dies? Because he didn't die until he hit the ring.
You don't know what happened.
He hit the post first, and then he hit the ring.
I know. I understand. But
all to get away from Jeff Jarrett. By the way, we make fun of Jeff Jarrett a lot. I hate Jeff Jarrett.
I actually hate Jeff Jarrett. I will agree on that one. But a lot of
I think the next Paul and Griz mess around episode, we should probably do a little less recap, and I would like to have the two of us rank our 10 best and 10 worst favorite wrestlers of all
Oh,
time.
if I knew we were doing a Paul and Griz mess around episode before 2 hours before the show started recording, I would have had the Raw and SmackDown recaps down to bare minimum. And what did you say you want to do? A little less of that and a little more what?
We little less recaps. We do some just random topics like 10 best, 10 worst wrestlers that like our opinion. We can kind of go off topic a little bit and make it a little bit more evergreen.
I'm all about riding the gravy train to Evergreen Terrace. That's where Simpsons live.
That's actually the intersection to is it Rock Bottom Boulevard? And on Rock Bottom Boulevard, it's a Smackdown as hell.
Nice. We sang that last week.
And yeah, you can get some pie in there. It's delicious.
Okay. And also before we go, so Scott Steiner owns the Shoney's right now.
Where is this Shoney's?
If you're not from the South, you might not know what a Shoney's is. I didn't hear about it until I had friends who went to...
I didn't hear about it until Scott Steiner owned one.
Apparently it's some type of a chain restaurant, primarily in the South. I mean, I know we don't have them in New Jersey, but...
I would like to believe that Scott Steiner also doesn't have a register there, and all his employees have to do their math in their head. And the suggested tip is 141%.
Because you can't beat Scott Steiner?
Well, no, I just think, the numbers don't lie. His service is the best.
I believe it. Yeah, and when he opened it up, I believe Kevin Nash and mad NWO people were there for the grand opening of that restaurant. That's pretty dope.
Virgil probably went too, so he can get a free meal.
Why is Virgil poor?
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. Alright, and on that note, just like Virgil is out of money, we are out of time.
Well, he worked as a slave for years.
Oh, I don't know too much about Virgil. Actually, our editor is texting me. I'm the editor. That's bullshit. Our hype man. No, he's not.
The recorder?
Yeah, the recorder, like the flutophone.
He's about as exciting as that instrument.
Yeah.
He also likes hot cross buns.
Our flutophone recorder. CJ the camel toe.
That's it.
I can't say his last name. Or he'll be said Panda.
Yeah. He doesn't listen to this anyway. You can say his last name what you want.
Anyway, so Paulie Terrible, you have any last words before we roll on out of here?
I don't have any words that can top anything Scott Steiner would say. So I really don't. Just the numbers don't lie, Griz. This was the best episode of Kayfabe Only Brother.
It's only going to get better because we're going to get more of these.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, baby. To all the freaks out there, Big Papa Griz has got your hookup. Holla if you hear me.